Hey, Creepy Clips fam, what's up? Today, I've got a truly disturbing story that'll send chills down your spine. It's a tale of betrayal, a deadly secret, and a family completely torn apart by murder. This is the twisted case of the Powell family tragedy, and trust me, it's one of the most shocking true crime stories you've probably never heard of. So, grab your snacks, dim the lights, and let's dive deep into this dark rabbit hole. Alright, let's set the scene. The Powells were your typical American family living in West Valley City, Utah. There was Josh Powell, his wife Susan, and their two young boys, Charlie and Braden. From the outside, they looked like the perfect family. But, you know how it goes. Things aren't always as they seem. Then December 2009 hit, and everything changed. Susan Powell, a loving mom and devoted wife, just vanished into thin air. She was last seen at home after a regular Sunday at church with her family, but the next morning, she was gone. No notes, no signs of struggle, just gone. And get this, Josh, her husband, claims he took their two little boys on a last-minute camping trip in the middle of the night. Yeah, you heard that right, in December, in freezing Utah weather. Who does that with toddlers? Like, seriously, who goes camping at 2 a.m. in a snowstorm? As you can imagine, this raised a ton of red flags for the police. But hold up, it gets weirder. After Susan went missing, Josh's behavior was, let's just say, not exactly husband of the year material. While the whole community was out searching for her, he was busy doing some deep cleaning at home with industrial fans. Like, who does that? While your wife is missing. Suspicious much? And then, it gets even darker. The police found some letters Susan had written, hidden away. In those letters, she basically said, if anything happens to me, it wasn't an accident. She even mentioned that Josh was becoming more controlling and abusive. Suddenly, this case went from weird to straight up sinister. But wait, we're not done yet. Josh's dad, Steve Powell, takes this story to a whole new level of creepy. Turns out, he was obsessed with Susan. I'm talking secret recordings, stolen underwear, and journals filled with, let's just say, very disturbing fantasies about her. When the police searched his house, they found all kinds of evidence that tied both him and Josh to some seriously disturbing stuff. By now, the case was all over the news, and everyone was horrified. But somehow, even with all this evidence, the police still didn't have enough to lock Josh up. It was like they were racing against time to crack the case before something worse happened. And here's where the story takes a truly heartbreaking and horrifying turn. By 2012, after years of investigations and messy custody battles, the court finally decided to take Josh's boys away from him due to all the disturbing evidence piling up. But just when it seemed like they were closing in on Josh, he did the unthinkable. During a supervised visit with his sons, he locked the social worker out of his house, grabbed a hatchet, and, I hate to say it, but he killed his two boys before setting the house on fire, killing himself too. It was a murder-suicide that shocked the entire nation. The social worker could only watch in horror as everything went up in flames. After Josh's death, investigators found that he'd left some really chilling instructions for his brother on how to get rid of evidence, and there were emails, life insurance policies, and all sorts of clues hinting that he had planned this all along. But to this day, Susan Powell's body has never been found. Her disappearance remains a mystery, and many believe Josh was behind it. So, what do you think really happened to Susan Powell? Did Josh hide her body during that bizarre camping trip? Was his creepy dad involved too? There are so many theories out there, but nothing solid. This is one of those cases that leaves you with more questions than answers. And here's the creepiest part. Even though Josh and his father are gone, some people believe there are still folks out there who know what really happened to Susan. The case is still open, and detectives are still searching for that one clue that might finally crack it. Alright, Creepy Clips fam, I want to hear from you. Do you think Josh was guilty, or is there more to this story than we'll ever know? Drop your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most disturbing true crime cases, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. I've got more creepy content coming your way, so stay curious and stay creepy.